Okay.
On Smooth 98.1 Business Press. Brought to you by Solutions you can depend on.
Ready? Let's go. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's 6:31 time for Business Express 981. I am Ayo Myrese, and in the studio with me is Rotus. Morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Ayo, and good morning to all our fantastic listeners out there. Hope everybody had a nice weekend.
Yes, Happy New Month, by the way.
Happy New Month. Okay, we go
It's the
again.
first Monday, the first working week in
Mm.
the month of August, the 8th month of the year 2020. And of course, we're excited to be alive, grateful to be alive. If you'd like to join today's conversation, you're most welcome to do so. Send your message to WhatsApp 0809 4440981. On Twitter, we're at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Business Express 981, and you can look for us on YouTube, youtube.com/smooth 981 FM Lagos, as we are streaming live.
All right, thank you so much. So, Rotimi Amaechi, the Minister of Transportation, has come out to say, hey, Nigerians, if we do not get loans, there will be no development. There'll be nothing. If any infrastructure development you're looking forward to, we are not going to have it. Everybody needs to calm down. Now, he's talking, of course, about the recent uproar over a clause that was seen in a request, a loan, yet another loan request from the Chinese. So we're looking to get about $22.9 billion from them in order to complete some infrastructure. The breakdown of 22.9 includes 5.3 billion for the construction of the Ibadan-Kano railway line. 11.1 billion for Lagos Calabar, 3.5 billion for Abuja to Itakpe, and 3 billion for Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. There's a clause, it's on something on a sovereign guarantee clause. Some people misread it to mean that Nigeria will lose her sovereignty if we don't pay back the loan. So let me quote the Minister of Transport here. He was on television when he gave this interview. He said the terms contained in the agreement is not as if we are signing off the country's sovereignty. What we do is that we give a sovereign guarantee, which is an immunity clause. The clause is that in case the country defaults, China will come to collect the items agreed upon. Now, what he says is that those items agreed upon are items which are pertinent to the loan itself. So, if, for example, part of the Lagos Calabar line has been built and we default, then they will, if that's part of what has been agreed upon, then they'll collect that. So they're not gonna is it 22 billion? As Nigeria's sovereignty worth $23 billion? Come on, it's not. So he just wanted to assure people that we know what we're doing, and we're not going to sign away the country's sovereignty. The loans though are building up. I mean, this is 23. Our total outstanding debt now, I think, is about $27 billion. Is nearing 30. You add this. Okay, I said the loan here is 2.8%, spanning a period of 20 years, 7-year moratorium. So we got moratorium basically gives you a break on not paying a break on paying back the loan. So you got 7 years of which you don't have to pay it back. So 2027, gosh, how old will I be in 2027? 2027 is when they will begin the payments back on the loan, and at that point, 2.8% interest. So they've structured it relatively well to give the country a break. But my gosh, when you think about the amount of debt that is piling up, it's future generations that will pay for it. And I just gave an example. Now, how old will I be? I'm hoping I have my first child next year. Or maybe, yeah. So, if she, because I hope it's a girl, is 6 years old by 2027, when Nigeria starts paying this back, over the course of 20 years, from the age of 6 till, when she's 26, at which point I think she should have finished university at that point, Nigeria will be paying back this loan. So, whatever constraints paying this loan back, causes, as far as opportunity cost, the opportunity cost of servicing debt is your capital expenditure on other things. Although you can argue that this is capital expenditure, and so you're already putting the loan towards that. But then it's, opportunity cost of something else. You could have put this money towards something else. Whatever infrastructure needs my daughter or anybody else who has kids, or whatever the young children are being raised at the time, they are now going to be deprived of that because Nigeria has a debt burden that she has to pay back. We're still paying back. The good luck, Jonathan. We got a fine. He also mentioned that there was a $500 million loan collected by the Good Luck Jonathan administration for construction of Abuja Kaduna standard gauge railway. That they've started paying back $36 million out of that. So you can see this administration paying back a loan taken by the prior administration, and Buhari leaves in 2023. Whoever comes in next is going to be saddled with not only debt from the Good Luck Jonathan administration, they're going to be saddled with more debt from the Buhari administration, and on and on and on it goes. Look, debt is not a bad thing, right? I want to make that very clear for our listeners. Debt is not bad as long as it is utilized properly. So you can argue that this is utilized properly, but my goodness, these railway lines, they've been taking forever to get done. Here in Lagos, we're still waiting for our own monorail that's supposed to be stretching from Abuja, Ibadan, going into Lagos. We're still waiting for these infrastructures. They're taking for and while you can argue that 2.8%, I would love to get a loan for 2.8%, and an annual loan, without annual interest rates. That'll be fantastic. Low interest rates, 7-year moratorium. Nigeria gets a break, but the debt burden is piling. It's piling up and piling up. So, but still, the key takeaway here: Nigeria is not signing away her sovereignty to the Chinese, but there is a worry that the debt is rising.
Thank you very much, Ruth. Sinka says, so the Chinese want to loan us $29 billion, and is it IMF or World Bank that wants to borrow us $1.5 billion?
Yep.
And it's the Uncle Murphy and the Madam Finance Minister who are having sleepless nights with exchange rates.
Oh, that's another one.
And then MI from Akoka says, wrote this on Chinese loans, that a man becomes friends with the lion does not mean the lion will start eating grass. The day you invite to your house and you don't give it goat, it will
eat you.
Interesting proverb right there. And then Lara from Songo says, morning please, how legit is, I think we talked about this one.
They are legit. Larry from Shango, I use them. Yes, download the app, and there are a whole bunch of other apps as well that allow you to trade US dollar securities overseas. So yes, they are legit. I've checked them out.
Benga Komo says, good morning. Many Nigerians are skeptical about the agreement on those Chinese loans. The Zambian experience is still on my mind.
True. But I mean, but look, China, Rio Tinto, the mining company. There's one big. This is coming out of Guinea. There's one massive mining. Is it Simandu? I think that's what it's called. I think it's called Simandu in Guinea. Big iron ore deposits in Guinea, which for 7 years one Israeli billionaire has been fighting with the Guinean government over who owns it. Last year he now relinquished ownership rights of it or whatever. The Chinese were already on it like a flash. Like right now, the thing is divided into 4 blocks. One block is owned by Chinese and Singapore. That's blocks 1 and 2. Blocks 3 and 4 is owned by Rio Tinto and the Chinese again. So the Chinese have a hand in all 4 or 2 out of the 4 blocks. They are pushing for, because the Chinese demand, well, their demand for iron ore is pretty heavy. And Rio Tinto, when their results came out, iron ore was like what, almost 70%, if not more, of their earnings. So they're everywhere. They're in Guinea. They're in South Africa, they're in Nigeria, they are taking over. It's quite crazy. COVID-19, although has slowed down, they had their Belt and Rail initiative where they want to build this massive infrastructure through Asia, Africa, and they want to control all shipping lines. You have to watch the Chinese. What's going on? They are the first major economy to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic with positive GDP growth in the second quarter, while America, everybody else is still, fighting the pandemic. They've passed that controversial Hong Kong law. They've launched a space probe to Mars. Watch out for China. They are staking their claim for dominance.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Moruga says, if you're a bank and Nigeria was a customer, Would you loan Nigeria more money based on the future income that is in this uncertain world with two job losses as recessions in 5 years, 2016, 2020?
Good point. Moduka, the only response to that is that oil prices are, again, I mean, what will you do? Oil prices is what we're depending on. They've started, although I think they pared back gains. It's still at $40 range, which is above the $28 $28 benchmark. So oil is rising. As long as oil continues to do okay, then Nigeria can service her debts.
Okay. Otunuga from Aja says, if debt is not a bad thing, why is China not borrowing?
No, I mean, well, China is a lender. They've been lending a lot because they make so much money. In fact, I think they're the biggest lender to even the United States as well. They lend to everybody. The Chinese are, again, world dominance, man.
All right, Ninka is back again. Says now debt one side. These loans for railway projects, are we also expected to award the contract to a Chinese firm or someone like a GE can come build it? Because if we're bound to allocate the construction to a Chinese firm, then I'm confused. Chinese paying herself to work in Nigeria.
Yeah, there's still okay. So I mean, who in addition to this thing, you're also getting technical expertise from them, and that's part of how they structure these loans. They send their own people in there to go and complete construction on these loans. You're going to pay for the expenses, the cost of flying them over to. That's part of the money you're getting. Flying them over there, how long they stay, all these things that are attached to it. I mean, they're not entirely taking over the entire things. I mean, there are Nigerian companies. I think Julius Berger might be involved in some of these things. I haven't checked the figures, but primarily they are in charge of it. But it's part of the agreement. It's part of the agreement.
All right, thanks. And then Isaac says, "Good morning, Rotus. Your analysis is well put, but the agreements have certain undertone, if not properly interpreted, and can put us as Nigerian in trouble. Also, I doubt our ability to pay these loans, and I hope we won't be back to slavery to these guys in the future."
Isaac, your concern is well noted, but again, I'm just quoting the Minister of Finance here. Excuse me, the Minister of Transportation. He said 7 years we don't pay the moratorium. So moratorium means you get a break on paying. So we're not paying back any money for 7 years, and then when we start paying, it's over a 20-year period. And it's 2.8%. So that's not bad. Imagine you getting a loan for 2% where you don't have to pay it back for 7 years. And then you have 20 years to pay it back. Again, you see how countries get all these great. These are the things that we citizens need. We citizens need to imagine if you bought a house for, I don't know, 20 million naira or 30, 40 million, and they told you don't have to pay back for 7 years. And when you start paying it back, you pay back at 2.8%, and you have 20 years to pay off the loan. That is what you and I, Yinka, everybody needs in order for Nigeria to grow. All this credit they've extended to the real economy. This is mortgages. We need mortgages and we need credit cards. We need real loans so we can start businesses and you can give Nigerians a break to pay. The loans that Nigeria is getting, these lovely deals, is what we the citizens need here in the country.
Do you think
that's how you grow an economy?
That there's any hope in the future, in the near future, of mortgages to become big in Nigeria?
Yeah, and the issue is financing. Mortgages, we have a big housing deficit. They need to build so many houses. Who is going to pay for them? Mortgages need to be financed. If I default on my loan or you default, somebody has to cover that thing. So the government has to step in. We need more private. The Land Use Act is a problem. That's another thing. I don't know which private sector people will come in here knowing that it's governors that own land, have the authority over that. So all these, proper reforms have to clear out.
Yeah.
But there's a promise if we can get the type of leadership that has the will to push us there. Yeah.
Thank you. Daya from Surulere says, "Good morning. How economically viable is the rail transport currently in Nigeria to be able to pay back $29 billion?
Daya, would you use rail as opposed to a flight? I would. I understand that some of these, the is it Abuja Kaduna line? I understand it's very luxurious. It's a business ticket is or business class is 6,000, first class is 5,000. I understand it. Some people are taking pictures. They say it looks like you're on a train in London. So there's demand there. A lot of people use this. Yeah. So the demand is there. That's the and with our population.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Just, so it's viable. It's just whether Nigeria can pay it back, and the money is not. There's no long story.
And final, okay, we can't take any more comments. Okay. Our time is
okay, we see your message. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, Rotus. Thanks a lot. Rotus is back here this evening and then tomorrow morning as well.
Yes, every day. Every day we do it.
6:30. Don't forget. I know some people are still adjusting to the new time, but don't worry.
Sorry, management.
All right, we're going to break. When we come back at 7:30, we time for Freshly Pressed 91. Do join us. We have Bolaon and Adenike joining us for detailed analysis of today's national news headline stories. Follow us on social media. We'll post up the headlines there so you can prepare along with us for Freshly Pressed at 7:30 a.m.
Express.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramses. You got a new phone already.
I had to now. What will I do? I'm broke.
Critical focus on the Nigerian economy. We see the bigger picture.